How's it going, folks? My name is Matthew, aka EZBOT, and this is a live stream. Today we're going to be playing with the Digitakt II, as we do on most streams ever since Digitakt II came out, and also with the Octatrack Mk1, which I have loaded with one of my new beta effects templates. This one being focused on glitch effects, beat repeats, time stretching, and also live looping. We're going to start with a breakbeat on the Digitakt and then move from there. There's also other things going on today. Ableton Move was released today, and had all been very speculative about what that device was going to be, and I must say that I guessed correctly. I guessed almost exactly what it would be. I didn't expect it to look the way that it looks, but I did guess what the device was. I assumed that it was going to have a relationship with Ableton Note, and it pretty much is Ableton Note in hardware, and I thought it would have the push MPE pads, which it doesn't. So I did guess incorrectly about that. But looks kind of cool. It does look like a circuit and an OPZ got mashed together. I don't know. Maybe we'll have some discussion about that later. But we're going to jump into some music production and talk about why we're using so few pieces of gear as well. So here we go. Let's take a look at what we have on the table today. I feel like sometimes it's like a chef. Like, what are the ingredients for the meal that we're going to have tonight? And today, the ingredients are breakbeats in the Digitakt II and the Octatrack with a template that's focused on a single bus input. If you're unfamiliar with how I use the Octatrack, I don't particularly enjoy using the Octatrack as a device for making music directly on the Octatrack compared to other devices that are available and at my disposal here in my studio. I use it, the Octatrack, with literally every piece of gear that I own. So it is one of my, it's a, God, what is that saying? It's like if you only had one synth, you had to bring it to an island, that whole thing. So if it's, my desert island box, it's one of the desert island boxes. Is it the desert island box? I don't know. There are some things that I prefer for making music production on, but there's nothing better than the Octatrack when it comes to building your own performance effects in a hardware device. That's something I really, really enjoy doing, and I came up with a bunch of new effects. I've shared a few of them in the ends and little bits of streams, but today we're going to focus on that pretty heavily and discuss how they're made a little bit, but also the kind of music that works best with this kind of template that I've built. I'll give you a really quick demonstration of what I mean by these effects by using a track that I've started working on my M8 tracker, because we have no music on the Digitakt right now. This is the preset samples that come in a project. The only thing I have loaded is this breakbeat, which is not even at the right tempo, so we're going to have to go through the process of getting this breakbeat ready for chopping on the Digitakt, which is its own ordeal, right? If you're familiar with chopping breaks on the Digitakt, you know that it's a thing. It's not like the Octatrack. The Octatrack is like time stretches it, and then you can just add slices to it wherever you want. On the Digitakt, that's not the case. We can time stretch, but then we have to resample it after it's time stretch. Then we have to evenly space out those slices. And that's a different experience. That's not what you get with the Octatrack. This is where the Octatrack actually excels. Excuse me, I'm choking on myself. This is where the Octatrack excels, right? And this is why there's a good argument for it being such a great groove box for music production, is because the slicing is second to none. You do have stuff like the MPC, which I think is the other box that does a really great job of slicing. And you have boxes like the Deluge, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the stream, because I'm in love with the Deluge once again. I was in love with it when it first came out, and I am once again in love with it. But let me give you a demonstration of these glitch effects right now, and you can see I sell these magnets on modbang.com, which is my hardware electronic music store. Go check it out. You can get these magnets. They just suction right to your Octatrack. Perfect little cutouts. And this is dry erase magnets. So I wrote down stuff because I don't have a magnet for this current template. It's still in production. So this is how this performance template works. We have a freeze section, which is 4 effects of different freezes. We have a stutter section, which is 4 different stutter effects. A stretch effects section, which is unique to Octatrack effects. Filter effects, and then a looper at the end where we can use to transition from song to song and project to project. I do want to say hello to everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining us in this live stream. We're going to have a good time today. Yes. So, and that's the layout for the template. Let's have a listen to it. I do have the Octatrack sending MIDI clock out to all my groove boxes right now, and you can't hear the M8 at the moment, but you're about to. Okay, so let's get it to the right tempo. The M8 project, the M8 thinks it's supposed to have, it's getting double tempo. That's what's going on. It says the tempo is 269. It's getting tempo from the Digitakt, and it's getting it from the Octatrack. So we need to fix that. So let me turn off this sending clock. And let's see if that fixes it. No, not yet. Let me see. What do we have going on here? Oh, that's what it was. I believe. I don't need to send transport. I just want through. I do want clock receive, yes. And I just want it to go MIDI through. Why does it think the tempo is so high? Let's just reload the project. There we go. Oh no. What is happening? This is wigging. Wigging, the tempo of my mate is wigging out. We don't have to use the mate for right now. Let's do it. Let's use the track that I have on the Digitakt. This is super weird. I don't know why it's doing double tempo. But I don't feel like diagnosing it right now. So let's see. I think it's 150 for this track that I have on here. Okay. Okay. We have some tunes playing on my Digitakt right now. Let me just show off some of these effects really quick. Here's the effects section. So we have these 4 freeze effects. There's 4 parts of 64 effects. More effects than any of the other templates because usually I have some effects dedicated to looping that kind of like aren't really effects, they're just live loops. This only has 1 live looper, so it's just lots of effects. I love that one. This one's from one of my other templates. And now we're in the stutter section. Stretch effects. This is live time stretching the incoming audio. And then we have 3 filters. Well, this one's supposed to be a filter. I was still working on some stretch effects. We got some more parts. So we have variations of the stutter effects in different parts. You can see there's some missing because I haven't finished my work yet, but. This is a really cool wonky one. One of the 3 filters. I love the sound of this filter. Inspired by the SP404. Different high pass with delays. Okay, now you've heard what this template can do. It's not complete yet. It is available to test with 64 effects on it on my Patreon. That's patreon.com/EZBOT. If you want to try it out with your Octatrack, it's only $4 to join. Download it, throw it in your Octatrack. All you got to do is send MIDI clock out to your device. It's that easy. You don't even have to know how to use. You don't even have to know how to use an Octatrack. But you should learn how to use it anyway, because they're dope. All right, a tradition that we've been missing for a while is the old crack of the LaCroix. Sponsor me. Screenshot that, LaCroix. Okay. Throw this sucker over here. Needs to be done. If we can get LaCroix to sponsor me, I don't even know what I'll do. It'll literally change my life for the better. It'll fix my life. What if that's what fixed my life? Okay. That's stupid. Let me talk a little bit about why we have so few things on the table and why we're gonna make a track from scratch on the Digitakt. We're gonna get to that. Today's probably stream gonna go on for a couple hours. But I do want to just discuss this. So I built this template, this hyper effects template is what I call it. And I love the name of it. I think it stands out from the other performance effects templates that I've made. Because I really wanted something that sounded great on a master bus. Something that felt playable. I really wanted something that felt really playable. The whole reason I started building effects in the Octatrack is because I really wanted to make my live performances feel like I was more engaged in them. As opposed to like, I don't know how many of you going out there playing shows on Digitakts and Octatracks and MPCs and modular and stuff like that. Modular, you feel kind of busy because you're a little confused most of the time. You're like, what am I doing? You're searching for knobs, or maybe you only have like 3 knobs in the whole system that you can even turn that won't screw up your entire performance. That's a thing with modular. But there's lots of boxes and workflows where all you get to do is mute and unmute stuff, and it doesn't feel like you're doing much. Maybe you're opening up the decay on hi-hats. I mention this all the time, or on snares, or on kicks. Maybe your decay on your kick is real low, and then you open that up to give it some energy for some techno, or maybe you open the filter cutoff, add some reverb and delay. It's limited. It doesn't feel very much like the experience that you have when you're a singer or a guitar player or a drummer. The experience coming from that world into this world is so different. I'm infatuated with the idea of staying busy when I'm performing. I really don't like the idea of me standing back from my gear and kind of just like hyping the crowd up. That's cool, and there's a time for that, and you should do that because people are very receptive to it, and it will bring a lot more energy to your shows. But it's not my whole purpose at a live show. I really want to be engaged in the music, and I want to feel like I'm making a difference as I'm playing it. I'm not just hitting play or letting this thing do its, letting the music boxes play the music for me. Even though that's cool. I really have nothing against it. It's what I prefer is to be hyper involved. The hyper effects template gives me a chance to be rhythmic. It gives me a chance to kind of influence the music in a very strong way that I can't really screw up that easily and sounds really fun. So for instance, right? I can kind of just take this little beat right here and just glitch it out. Bring a new element in. And I can just do this. I can do this stuff anytime I want. Completely like rewrites the track. It's so fun. And that's what I really wanted. I just wanted to have a lot of fun. But not just for the Digitakt II. I actually wrote this to play shows with my mate. Because without a good mapping for each instrument that kind of like is in a static position on the mate, it's a little bit harder to do performance stuff on the mate. It's better to do live effects. I think just like having a MIDI controller that's got the CCs for your instruments for like adjusting the wavefold on some instruments or the filter cutoff or the FM on some instruments, that can be really great with the mate. But otherwise, you know, it's not built for that. It's built for handheld music production, and I love that aspect of it. It's one of my favorite devices to make music on, and I felt like there was something missing. The performance templates that I had before, even running this into a single bus, and that's how I work on this is a bus, this is a bus. So Electron intended that when they created the Octatrack, was to create these dual buses. It even says in the manual, put a through machine on 1 and a through machine on 5. And I thought I was being novel when I came up with that, but I read through the manual, and that's literally how they, you know, maybe I didn't think I was being novel, but that is what they say. So I wanted something to give me a little bit more performance effects on the Mate. And that brings me to just using the Digitakt. I have a lot of fun with working in a singular box, and I realized that the more boxes I use, the less I'm using them. The less I'm using each box, right? Because I'm spreading the work out across many boxes, but I'm not getting as involved in each box. When I work on just the Mate, I'm going crazy on the Mate. I'm programming every step. I'm thinking about every little moment in time on the Mate. And that's a really cool experience. I'll write a song and finish a song on the Mate. It will take me, 30 to 40 hours of programming. And I like that. I'm enjoying the looping experience, just listening to a loop and tweaking little moments. I'll just do that forever. I mean, we do that on the Digitakt, Syntact, Digitone, Analog 4, Rhythm, all that in the Electron realm. But the experience is a little bit different when you have multiple boxes. You're distracted by the need to jump on another box. So the Digitakt II has 16 tracks on it, and I realize I'm not even using all 16 tracks. I'm going to other machines to do simple stuff. It's like I'm going to the Syntact because I wanted a sine bass or something, or a triangle bass that just sit underneath my track, but I don't need to do that. The Digitakt II does it just fine. It does wavetables, it does single cycle waveforms. It has fantastic effects, and it has some features on it that are much closer to the workflow with the M8 while also giving me the encoder experience. And this is something that I think is really important. So we have our mixer section, which, now it takes 2 pages to experience in mixer section, but we're able to page loop like we do on the M8. And like we do on the Deluge, and like you do on a lot of other devices. We can just sit in a section, let it loop, and edit those moments in time. When you hold page on the Digitakt, you can go in and say, I want to page loop page 6. I want to loop page 6. So I select page 6 here, I can jump to pages here, and then I can loop a page here. And that experience of just looping a small section is extremely effective if you're only using the Digitakt. As soon as you start adding other boxes, the page loop doesn't function in that fashion anymore. It's not looping the whole song. It's looping just the Digitakt, not the Syntact. It's not looping the Digitone. So if I want to just work on a very particular moment in time, I can't use the page loop like I like to. And the M8 really does a great job with the page looping, and so does the Digitakt. It's awesome. So you can really work and program these really, you can get very detailed. Let's just put it that way. You can get, very macro on a macro level with all of your adjustments. I hope am I using that correctly? Maybe I'm very micro with it. I don't know. But I think it's great. So they're very similar to me now. That's how I feel. I'm excited for there to be something new. I did order another synthesizer. I ordered some new stuff. And we're going to get into the music production soon, but I love talking about gear, and I'm hoping that we can have a little discussion about this too. And I ordered a couple things. So one, I ordered the Melbourne Delia, and that is the motorized fader synthesizer. And I ordered it not just because it's cool looking and because those encoders jump around, like that's fun, but because I think it's really useful for sound design. And I feel like it's extremely intuitive. It's going to make my workflow with sound design much faster. And I like the idea that you can morph it. But it's also really cool because I can pair it with things like Orca. And I can actually live code the Delia and watch the encoders jump around. And I think that is just like entrancing. That's crazy to me. So I picked one of those up. It's got all my favorite features in it. It's a digital oscillators. We got wavetables, which is what I think is the best kind of synthesis for making pretty much any sound you need. Wavetables, it has 2 virtual analog oscillators, and then it has a ladder filter, an analog ladder filter. And then it has really great effects, like shimmer reverbs and great sounding delay, and maybe a chorus on it. I'm not concerned about that, honestly, because I have effects pedals that are stereo. But it does have great sounding effects, and 6 voices that can be spread out to 12 if you want, even though it becomes 6-voice paraphonic at that point. Anyway, great looking synthesizer, smaller footprint, much smaller than my other poly table synth, much more pro sound than my Korg that I had up here. Even though I like my Korg synth, and I'm not knocking that one, it's just not as high end as the synthesizer will be. And then I bought something else. So I did some work, and I finally got paid for some work that I did. And I was like, oh, I have kind of a bit of extra money. It took a while for me to get my payment, and so this money kind of just showed up, and I was like, wow, I have more than I expected. And there's a lot of gear that I really wanted to get. So, and I think it opens up a lot of workflow for me. So I picked some stuff up. Let's just put it that way. And the Delia was one of them. And another piece is right here. Whoa, not that.
It's you can give it a make for a little bit. It's this. The Headrush. And this is everything. This is my vocal effects processor now. I was really looking for a vocal effects processor, and this is the best one I've seen in hardware, and I'm surprised it's on sale right now. So I got it $100 off or something. It sounds awesome. This thing is out of control. It has every sort of vocal effects I need for doing live vocals, which I'm going to be using to sample probably in this session. Use it to do some sampling into our probably drum and bass tracks. That's what this template is that I'm doing with Octatrack inspired about. But it doesn't just do that. It has every modeled amplifier and effect from my guitar, and it sounds incredible. I can't even believe how good it sounds. I plugged it in, I plugged my guitar, my Telly into it, and I was just like, this is off the chain. It's so good. And I've just been playing my guitar so much more in already one day, just because I have so many effects and amplifiers, and it sounds great, and it's running right into my electron boxes.
So I'm just in heaven, honestly. I have this great vocal effects processor, which I'm always searching for better vocal effects, and using like the Roland VT4, which is just like meh. You know, it's decent. I recommend it to people because the options out there are so slim. There's the EC4, which is a little micro version. It's dope too, but you know, very limited. Then we have Voice Live with the Zoom Voice Live, and then we have the TC Helicon stuff. Yeah, they're all just okay compared to what is in here. This is it's really incredible. I was very surprised. I'm still learning it. It's a deep project to learn. And the funny thing, I was talking to the rep at Guitar Center when I picked it up, and I was like, so what do you think of it? And I could tell that this employee at Guitar Center was a very serious guitar player. I mean, I worked at the synth shop. Us synth shop people, like, we'll be like, we don't like that synthesizer because we don't think it sounds good. And then someone else comes up to it and they play on it and they're like, this sounds amazing, right? And the experience of somebody who's just around synthesizers all day long and then comparing them constantly, playing with different patches all the time, eventually you start feeling like this one's better than this one, and you form these really strong opinions. And that's great. I think that's a good thing. The guy at the Guitar Center has really strong opinions about his guitar workflow, and his guitar workflow is actually extremely similar to mine, which would be like get a smaller tube amp, even though I can't use it in my current living situation because it's too loud. And then, stick with just like the built-in reverb. If it's like a Princeton reverb, use that. Buy a single reverb pedal, use overdrive if you can. Like, just keep things really basic and play your guitar. And that's how I feel about guitar. So I was asking this person what he thinks about this incredibly deep digital, multi-effects processor and guitar amp simulator, and he's like, it's hard to dial in a good sound. I plugged my guitar in and I was like, I'm playing guitar again. I think it sounds awesome. Yeah, of course it doesn't sound as amazing as an SM57 hanging over a Fender Princeton Reverb or Fender Twin with the volume cranked. No, it doesn't sound that good, but it sounds darn close to that good, and it's got me playing my guitar. That is the most important part here. I'm playing my guitar now. That's the convenience of certain kinds of gear. That's like the trade-off. And that actually falls right into what we're talking about with what I'm doing on the table here. I don't need as many pieces of gear. I want to be more inspired to make music. And I am one of those people with too much stuff. That's why I'm in a DAWLESS environment, is because my DAW you know, I can't stop clicking on everything in the DAW. That's my problem. That's not a DAW problem. That's a Matt problem. And I actually had this revelation the other day about that I realized, you know, I've kind of guessed this to be true for a while, but I think like a lot of people that are just fantastic at making music in their DAW, they kind of stick to their VSTs. They use their DAW stuff like very sparingly, and they're like, I'm a Serum user, and then I use the timeline and the drum rack or something in Ableton or Bitwig or Logic or whatever, and they just make stuff on Serum. So they're really just using Serum, and then their DAW is a conduit to putting sounds down from Serum. And I think that's extremely common and highly effective because they don't have the scope creep. I'm eliminating scope creep. That's my goal here. And I want to get more familiar with my Digitakt II because there's so many features in this box that I just haven't utilized at all. So all of that long verbose dialogue that I just had, let's put that to bed and let's start making some music. I'm going to go to a new pattern. We'll go down to pattern 9. I don't need to go to pattern 9 from my Octatrack because it doesn't matter what pattern I'm on my Octatrack. My goal with the Octatrack right now is, get out of here. This is just, you're just upsetting me. My goal with my Octatrack is just to do performance effects. And that's it. Oh boy, that cleared up that sound. Okay, we have a default kit on our Digitakt II. Let's get some sounds into it, and let's just start with our break. I think I already had a break on pattern 2. I guess we'll just use pattern 2 then. Okay, so we have this break on pattern 2. I don't know what the tempo is for the break. It's not written in on the name of the break. So I'm unsure. I think it's pretty close to the tempo that we're currently in, but let's bring it to the tempo we're in so that we can chop this effectively. Oh, does it? Makes audio double as good? Oh, well, let me fix that. Thank you. I should have looked at the chat. Let's go back over to the Headrush really quick. And kill that second. Where's the second? Got an overhead. Oh, okay, here it is. There we go. Did I fix it? I think I fixed it, right? Good golly. I got a lot going on here. Okay. There's so much stuff. If you could see, like these tables, they look so nice and clean and organized in here, but if you could see under the tables, it's diabolical. It's a nightmare experience. Vacuuming in here is like absolute hell. I'm lucky my dog doesn't like to chew everything. Okay, let's get this breakbeat to the right tempo. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go and throw it into a stretch machine. Clearly not stretching it the way we want it to. It's only 2 bars long, so let's just switch it to 2 bars. I guess we can make something at 150. We can pick any tempo that we want from here. I'll go to 160. And you know what? I think that a smart move, this is a good tip right here. I'm getting tempo from my Octatrack right now, and that's because I want to preserve the effects, because when it sends tempo to the Octatrack, especially with these glitchy time stretch stutter freeze effects, they're the most easily affected by MIDI jitter, and you can hear it a little bit. I really don't care about the MIDI, like I don't care about the little artifacts it creates. Like it's supposed to be crunchy and gritty, and so it's fine with me. But I prefer to mitigate them if I can, right? When you're doing this resample time stretch effect, that little MIDI jitter, that can have an effect on your resample. So like your best practice in the situation is to have this be the master clock during the stretch. Let's put it that way. So what I want to do is actually turn off clock receive just for this moment and let this just do its thing. And now this is fixed at 160. So when I do the time stretch in the resample, we'll have a perfect resample. Cool. We know it's 2 bars long, so we need to extend this trigger out for 2 bars. So I'll go function page, function yes, we'll do this, make it so it's per pattern scaling, which I think everybody does when they're first getting into their Digitakt. or into any of their Electron gear. And why did it skip over 128? Come here. Okay. I like to work in 8 bars, so I'm going to put it at 8 bars because that's my goal. But we're only going to have this go for 2 bars right here, this particular track. And I'm going to hold this trigger down, go to the trig page, and set the length to 2 bars long, which would be 32 steps. So we're still getting transport from the Octatrack, which is cool. So I can hit play here. The tempo on my Digitakt switched to 120 because that's what the default tempo is, so we need to adjust that. We were going to make this at 160, so let's bring it there real quick. Cool. Got a nice break for us to work on. I'm going to go to the amp page. We don't need any release on this breakbeat. I don't like the fade out of a breakbeat. Sounds stupid. So I'm going to get rid of that. Cool. It's perfect. Let's resample it. Let's go to our sample station in our little sample window here, and we want our threshold to be set to record start, I believe. Or the playhead. That's what I want. I want to set the length of my resample to be 2 bars long, and I want the source to be track. What track am I on? Track 9, because that's where we have the breakbeat. So now all I have to do is hit play, and we're good to go. Oh, we gotta arm it first. Now we're good to go. I could use this even. Cool. Now our breakbeat is time stretched to 160. It should be perfect. It's exactly 2 bars long. We know it's exactly 2 bars long because we already tested it out and it worked out. So this sounds good. It even sounds like it's at unity. It sounds like it's the same volume as the original sample, which is awesome. I was just trying to test that, and of course it hit yes. Let's just name it. I think it was called the Alzare break. Not that the name even matters to me. Alzare, BRK. And we'll put it at 160. Alzare break 160, save it. And then we'll just replace the sample that we're already using. And then we'll switch the machine to a grid machine. And now we get to have fun. So now we can go over here and start adjusting the grid, and let's see how it turned out. It looks a little imperfect to me. Let's see. Let's make these a little longer. Actually, that seems pretty good. Okay, let's go over here and let's do some stuff with it. And we're just gonna work in these 2 bars for now, and then we'll get something going, and then we'll add some melodic elements. RIP Electron? You have a team of tech support? Yeah. I do. Let's see. Okay. I want, by default, we'll set this to 1/8 notes, or do we want it to be 1/4 notes? Yeah. Let's just go like this for now. Could even be an intro. Nice. Look how easy it is. We're done. When you want to get a little more granular with this too, you can actually adjust, the grid amount for a particular slice. So we could like double that one up. switch it over. Have it maybe play in reverse. Little transient there. Get rid of that. I don't want that double snare there. Nice. I feel like my reverse one didn't sound very good. Cool. Check out our retrigs. Cool. Might go back to play with that one a little bit later. I definitely just wanted to get like a groove started. We chopped our break up. We got a nice something happening here. If we want, we could high pass filter this and kind of accentuate the drums with kicks and snares. I think for now, I kind of want to just grab a couple of chord stabs. I have a bunch of chord stabs already inside the Digitakt, and I also want the Octatrack to start sending its clock out. And I can just show you a little bit what it's like to just glitch out a breakbeat using the Hyper Effects template from my Patreon. So let's go back to the MIDI config and send clock receive back on. It's freaking awesome. Dope. This is exactly what I built it for, and man, it just juggles the crap out of this breakbeat. It's so cool to not actually have to program. I didn't have to program much breakbeat. This sounds like I'm just going nuts on the breakbeat. So, all right, let's go to another track and let's get some like chords and stuff. We have so many tracks. We already have a lot of the like the backbone of it, so to speak, with that breakbeat. I'm gonna find an empty slot here. I have lots of little drums already loaded into this project, even though there's like no music in this project other than the small track that I showed to you earlier that I don't even remember writing. But let's go. Most of the stuff I have in my Digitakt II is drums because I like to sample synthesizers from the studio, but we don't have much plugged in as far as synthesizers go in the Digitakt right now. So we're going to use some samples, some sampled synths. And I know I have some in here. Let me see. Just have like chords and stabs. Here we go. Synth chord. That sounds nice. Yes. Take that. 8 bars long. Throw that on step 1. Give that a nice long trig. I don't know how long that sample plays for, but I don't want it to get cut off. We'll give it a bar. And let's give that a bunch of effects, because wow, that sounded real tasty. We also need to adjust our effects. So let's go function, send effects. Let's make this delay and reverb nice and big. And I'm going to high pass it a little bit further because I think it's a little bit too much. You can't see it, but your reverb tank is like, they've already set it up to isolate some of the high end from the reverb tank. I kind of want to hear how it is with no filter on the high end, because I want to hear the sparkle of the verb, and then I'll adjust it myself if I don't like it. And I'm going to go in here and turn my delay into a ping pong delay because it's just fun. Why not, right? Not all the way. Not all the way. Give it a little bit more feedback. And I'm going to do the same thing. I do like the filter on the delay tank because I think that sounds really just tasty. We'll high pass a little bit so we don't have too much mud. And let's have a listen. Okay, I already can hear it. And then we go here, it's next bar. Let's just copy that first trigger. We can just skip right over to this page here. This is what's so cool about this. We can skip to our pages. I don't gotta hit this button 1,000 times. It's so annoying. Now it just works. Which is wonderful. So let's go over here. What did I do? I didn't mean to do that. Get out of here. Okay, anyway, let's copy this trigger. And let's go here, and let's just... I like going to that chord. I'm listening for what's going to happen next. I guess maybe we could just copy this to this one here, and let's see. Got some cool ideas going on here. I think I'm gonna work on the melody for a little bit longer before I start playing with the drums, so I'm gonna bring this filter back down. I wanna add a bass to it, because I'm already hearing a bass line, and I want like a sine or triangle bass, I think. So I'm gonna put the bass, where do I want the bass? I feel like this should have been on track 8. I'm gonna fix that. You're going to track 8, copy the sound, just go here, paste the sound, go back here, delete this track. Okay, let's go here. Let's do drums and synthesizers and voices. I think that's a good workflow for us. So this one I'm actually going to go back to a one shot and replace this sample with something else. And actually I already have the sine right here. Here we go. Forward looping. Listen how good it sounds. Awesome. Give a little attack there. So let's put a trig here and go. Do it for, I think it's a bar length. Maybe we go down an octave. On Digitakt 1, this is something that frustrates me with my Digitakt 2. On Digitakt 1, when you push down on a note and you want to go down an octave, you can push down on the encoder and turn it like 2 or 3 moves and it will take you to the octave. That's not the case here. When I push down on it, it doesn't do anything. It's the same old, same old. Anyway. Was it A sharp? Ooh. Sick. Let's just loop this page. Look, now we can pick our bass note for this. I actually think this is a pretty good bass note. Oh, yeah. That's such a good one right there, that triplet. Get back into the groove. Cool. Yes. Oh, yeah. Cut it down. Like that. Oh, we gotta switch to this set. Right now we have like crazy auto-tune on, which I think sounds kind of cool. Who's hearing this? We gotta fix that. Definitely need to fix that, yeah. That would be cool if we could switch audio, you're right. Let's see. Okay, input left and right. This is all going into input left and right. Yeah.
It's going here.
That's why. Hang on. We gotta switch this up. I have this plugged into my Octatrack. I want it plugged in. I want it plugged in here. And I want this to not receive clock and transport, because I don't want to listen to it. Okay. This should be going into the Digitakt now. Hello.
Okay. Let's see.
Harmony. What key are we playing in?
That chorus is phasing pretty hard. Turn that off.
This thing is so cool.
So good.
I really want to get like
some sort of
vocoder type harmony and then chop it up.
Let's see. Get that reverb off.
But I do need to figure out
some sort.
I need to figure out a key. I don't know what key I'm in. That is a problem. That presents a problem. Where am I? Where's the bass notes? Nope. Get out of here. What was it? Do. We put the bass line here. Blowing up my phone. Trying to make me insane? No one wants phone calls. Okay. Set that up. Sounds right. That does not sound right. That sounds insane.
so close. We're so close. We're so damn close. We're so damn close. We're so damn
Just a little vocal sounds. Wait. Where do we want to go? Wow, that's cool. Yeah. Pretty cool. Oh man, really? Let's just copy this page and then delete everything on here. Paste it. Wait. Oh, that's it right there. Wife in labor? Not quite yet. Okay. Want to hear some? I think that's like this page should be. Let's loop this page. This is what's so good about working on a single box is that we can just loop this page right here and dial this exactly in. Of course, it's so obvious. Oh, I think that on page 2 of the breakbeat. Oh, silence. Da-da. Oh, silence. Okay, and then something to suck it up, like into the next part. Okay. Where did we put our break? Break is on 9. We need it, or an 8. We need to span this out. Oh, 128. Okay. Here we go. How do I want to do that though? Let's see. Let's go function yes, and we'll like. Let's meditate on this for a second, figure out how we want to do it. So I think that this one, we want to shorten its length. Maybe it plays. Even give it a bunch of delay or something. No, I don't know about that. Or maybe it doesn't even exist here. Let's go function no again and just remove it. This ends after. It's already. Oh yeah, and this comes in. This goes for like a little less. Oh. What? Oh, cool. That's what I'm talking about. Oh. We need like a lead too. Okay, what are we doing here? Something on this break at the end. Function yes, save. Oh, I looped it, huh? Yes, we do want to loop it though. To our vocals. Where did we put the vocals? up this sucker. It needs to be a lead. Okay, we'll get back to this and keep programming this. It's distracting me. I think when this, let me see, what do we want to do? I like this detune thing that we did on page 5. This, like, it's, you know, it's imperfect. Or maybe not. Should we keep it perfect? Is that LFO too strong? Oh, what? That's so nice. That's kind of cool. I might revisit that. Let's make this one like not, I don't want this to always play. It's like 1, 2. Maybe even the whole thing doesn't play. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And we could do that suction sound starting here. Okay. Is that going for too long or what? Okay, and now we go to this track. And we say right here, we go in reverse. Oh yeah, we gotta start from here. Come here. Yeah, maybe not the right note, but right idea. Yeah. This only plays on 202. Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay, what do we... Let's say hello to the chat. because I'm getting lost in the sauce, which is exactly what we want. But let me say what's going on. There's a lot of folks in here hanging out. I haven't gotten to say hello to. What's up, Harry? Ghostface, Alex Boffy, XDF, Mountain Biker, Blake, Digitakt II, and One Can Dream. Slicing on Digitakt II, that would be insane. David Michael, what's up, Matt? What's up, David Michael? Ernest, Saggy Dogs, how's everybody doing? I'm having a great time. I'm having a good time. I'm glad we fixed the double microphone issue. You want to see something cool? Check this out. No audio, yeah. I guess we'll have to fix that later. I guess that'll be a next stream. I'm not done setting up. I added a bunch of stuff to my setup right now. That was a new scene, and I haven't put the overhead mic in it. I should be able to do that quite easily. Let's see. We'll leave the jam going so that you can hear some tunes while I've set this up. Worked, right? Okay. Get back to the production. Okay. We need like an alternative drum beat for this, so let's start programming that. I wish I had the Delia here, because then I could actually use a mod wheel and, you know, that's what I wanted. That's what I want to do. I had some of, so this is the beta 3, but it's really just a completely alternative version of the other HyperFX template that I worked on. Let's switch over to the other one really quick. What is our tempo? 160. Let's just remember that. Let's go to beta 2, which is what's actually available on Patreon if you're interested. The bit crush is so hard to control over 3%. For real, the bit crush like just amplifies the volume on the Digitakt so much that it's like borderline unusable for most of it. Maybe we just work on these drums for a minute. So on this page, Oh yeah, this is gonna be turn into something fun to perform at a show. That didn't sound good there though. Do you have an effects that will divide the tempo and pitch by 2? Yeah. That's what this is doing. I think I like the idea of switching back and forth between the kick snare hat separate groove and the breakbeat groove. Hey, why wasn't that queuing up? This would be the way you switch between them. That's sick. I feel like there's a lot of cool energy right there for a live show. Hey look, my M8's got the right tempo. Let me show you what this template sounds like on the Mate, because that's what I designed it for. We got more drum and bass happening over here. Hang on, let me see. Hey, that's supposed to be 127. That doesn't need to have slices. I find little snafu bugs all over the place as I'm doing this stuff, so it's got to be done. Let me see. This is supposed to be, why is the MIDI through not why is my MIDI through not going in here? Oh, right. Plug and transport. Yo, what the hell? What else is... Why is it because the MIDI out? No. What is wigging this thing out so hard? What? Why is this happening? Hang on. Now it's working. I had to turn it off and turn it back on. What the hell? All right. Okay. Hang on, bear with me. We're almost there. M8. This is all being made on the M8, all the sounds from the M8. Back to our track. Throw some swing on this. Oh, whoops. Get out of here. Didn't mean to do that. Well, that wasn't very smooth, but takes a lot of practice. I can record a loop, hit yes. Take a look at our looper. Whoa. Who's Ken? And why is Ken saying Electron is overpriced garbage? That is blasphemy, first and foremost. Absolute blasphemy. And also, what? Why? Why even say that, Ken? How dare you? How dare you? Absolutely. Say you're sorry, Ken. For real, Timberdoodle's on point here. Timberdoodle. What a great name. Gangster. Gangster name. We need mono to stereo sampling. Oh my god. Yeah, we do. We need mono to stereo sampling big time. That's coming with the Overbridge update. I bet you the Overbridge update comes this month. I bet you it comes this month. I bet it comes I don't know. Seems like everything's happening this month, right? So many things got released. We got the new Rolly thing, which was cool and weird. It's like a VR thing. I don't know. How's the polyphony on my sampler? Man, Ken, you are walking into A room full of electron freaks. Yeah, everything is happening today, Danny Toba. I agree. Things are crazy. We got the Rolly deal. We got Ableton move, which I'm not very interested in personally, but I'm sure it sounds great. There's a bunch of other smaller synthesizer company releases, lots of VST stuff. Ken's board. Yeah, for real. I mean, yeah, if you come into this channel and say that, you're absolutely trolling. And congratulations for picking the ultimate troll for this channel, because that is the ultimate troll for the channel, is saying that, breaking everybody's heart. What else came out today? Some other stuff came out. What's everybody's opinion on Move? I know nobody has it yet, and they sold out, I think, and I think they're sold out everywhere at this point. Maybe there's a couple stores that have them, but they were in stock this morning when I looked at. It was like I woke up really early, or it was late last night. Somebody shared it with me in the EZBOT Discord, and they were in stock, of course, because it was just after release. But now I think they're sold out. And here's what I think. I think that it's going to sound amazing. I think if you're an Ableton user, if you're already like pretty fluent with Ableton stuff, or you're looking to get into Ableton, then it's kind of a no-brainer. It's way cheaper than a Push 3, way easier than a Push 3. Push 3 is like very difficult. Very difficult. You have to know Ableton really well to get the results that you're after on the Push 3, and I think that this device, you don't have to know Ableton at all to get the results. The idea that you can work on this, and it's kind of got that overbridge kind of thing with it, where with Electron, right, you can write a project in Electron, and then you have overbridge, and you can record it individually tracked out to your Ableton or Bitwig or Logic project, which is sick, and totally recommend everybody do. And I believe that overbridge is coming hopefully this month as well. I hope overbridge comes with the mono to stereo sampling. There's a bunch of features that are on Digitakt 1 that haven't made it over to 2, and I think they're just grouping them all to make one huge Digitakt 2 firmware update release, which is fine. I think that the device itself is already pretty freaking awesome. Overbridge will be all the stereo channels, gonna be great, fingers crossed. Yeah, I agree. I think that's what happens. Serious question, what's the polyphony on the Digitakt 2? Still got Ken in here. Ken's still asking the serious questions. Well, technically, Ken, it's a 16-voice multi-timbral drum machine that plays back samples. It's not a synthesizer, it's a sampler. And most samplers don't have polyphony playback of the samples. It's uncommon that it does that. But technically, you can play all 16 voices at the same time. 16 would be the true answer of polyphony, by definition of what polyphony means. 16. Hello from Melbourne. What's up? Melbourne, what's up? I just ordered a Melbourne Instruments Delia. I'm excited to get. Except for the classic Akai samplers. Yes. Well, there are ones that have polyphony. I mean, this isn't, you're nitpicking over something that we're all aware of when it comes to the Digitakt. It's, you know, it's not going to have polyphony. Maybe it will. I mean, it really could. It's a design choice, but maybe it will. I don't know. Maybe that's what Toneverk will have. Is a yeah, the Casio SK1. This does sampling and polyphony that does really well. 32-bit floating point. I think it's pretty sick. I need to play 17 snares at once. That is true about you, Blake. You do like a lot of snares, don't you? The snare overlord. How's everybody doing? Is everybody having a nice time today on our Tuesday live stream? Making some drum and bass from scratch, sampling some vocal stuff. I thought it turned out great. I'm telling you, I love this thing. I have my, yeah. I love this thing. This thing is so sick. Let me see. the guitar sounds awesome on it. Let's see if I can remember this trick. Oof. Oof. You can even do the quad cam. Anyway, yeah, it's so sick. I can't handle just how good it actually sounds just immediately. Plug my guitar into it, just sounds awesome. Play some Skinnerd. I do know some Skinnerd. I could have went into the Sweet Home Alabama territory just now, but what make is the guitar? That's a Fender Telecaster HH Select. I'm actually looking to buy a new guitar, although I feel like I spent way too much money recently buying the new synthesizer and the Headrush, which I really like. But yeah, it's dope. Thanks. Yeah, playing guitar is what I did way before I got into this. Actually, the whole reason I got into this, I got the Octatrack first. This was the first thing I got into, was to replace bandmates. Because my bandmates were off, having kids or doing drugs or going to jail. I don't know. Being insane people. And I needed something to replace those bandmates. And so got an Octatrack because I had the amazing Arranger. The amazing Octatrack Arranger. And it is a fantastic arranger. And you can do, you can arrange full, like real song arrangements where you have breaks and offsets during bars. You could start later in a bar. The arranger is really sick. This arranger, I actually feel like I need to reintroduce myself to it because I haven't played with it much. But it works as pretty much as well as the Octatracks. The Octatracks is a little bit more specific. I don't know if this kicks right. Check this out. Let's see how this sounds. Actually, I have a scene. I can do it right here. I think the Octatrack sample rate reduction actually sounds way better. more to the song than this. So maybe we'll just revisit this later. I mean, let's go to another pattern and just like do something else. Copy pattern, paste, and let's mess it up. Let's just go. No, is it 7 or 6? 7. Oh yeah. New melody here. Let me see. Yes. Could you? Yeah. Give him the boot. The roots, the radicals. Give him the boot. You know I'm a radical. That one shouldn't be there. What's up with that? Let me see. And then maybe we play with some more chord sounds. It's kind of cool. I feel like it's kind of cheap. It's a cheap fix. Something that needs a little nicer workout. Let's go to these back to this. Oh my god, that's cool. I'm gonna do that. That was sick. Let's get a snare in here really quick. Analog snares? Dynamic snares? Wait, what is happening at the end there? Oh, it's because of this break. For the very last... This is going too long. It should only be for 2 steps. Let's see if how well it goes for the next pattern. There we go. Nice and smooth transition now. I have an idea. This, what we're gonna do, this might actually take a little bit of time to like actually pull this off, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the break beat and this kick snare hat pattern and then have one play when one doesn't play. So they'll like take turns playing with each other. Which we can either use trig conditions to do or we can literally just remove the trigs, but I think it will sound cool. Let's save the project and do a temp save first. And then we'll give it a shot. So maybe we'll be like... Like it'll be like the end of a bar. Like right here, we'll play on just this pattern. Break, and we say don't play here. Cool. Now we find another couple spots to do this in. my god, we're getting somewhere. We gotta find a couple more spots to do this in. Let's see what this is like here. Breakbeat. Oh my god, this workflow is freaking awesome. This is so cool. I'm gonna be using this all the time. This is so cool. Okay. Are we looking at the break now? This is where it's hard to program it though. I think we go like this. Oh no, we're looking at bar 1. Wait, no. Page 1. Yes. I want to revisit this first bar. Okay, hold on. I think I like the break on the beginning of the bar and then not here. So let's go here, kill that. Wait, no, put that back. Take that, go here, kill that, go here. Oh my God. So what I really like about this technique that we've done right here is that on pattern 1, we have kick, snare, hat pattern, drum and bass pattern, and then we have a breakbeat as well. But we don't have the kick, snare, hat pattern play at the same time as the breakbeat, right? In pattern 1, we can go back and forth between the two and perform in that way. We can, like, you know, mix and match the tunes. We can have an alternative chord progression too if we want, which, you know, we're pretty far away from this being a completed track, but it only needs a couple patterns for this to be a whole song, because we can go in and out of these different ideas back and forth, back and forth. So on pattern 1, we have the kick, snare, hat, no break, switch over to the break when we want to. And on pattern 2, we have it programmed to have the kick, snare, and hat and the break take turns playing at different times in the song. And it kind of like goes from, you have this pattern where you get to mix things up on the fly, and then on pattern 2, you play with effects and filter cutoffs and buildups and stuff, as opposed to playing with mixing and matching those drum beats. I think that's a really cool workflow, and the theory has proven to work. It definitely sounds good. Yeah, that turned out really well. I'm pleased with this. 2 hours. We've been doing this for 2 hours. This is where we're at. 2 patterns. We kind of figured out a new workflow. This is, you know, maybe other people do this and they program breaks and then take turns having the other drums come in. I'm sure I'm not the first person to do that at all, but this is the first time that I've done it in my tunes. I think this turned out really well. Just sampling myself with a beautiful, like my voice is compressed because of this thing right here. It has a compressor on my voice. It has auto-tune if I want it, and Terrace auto-tune, like really good auto-tune if I need some pitch correction, but it has these amazing, huge reverbs. This thing is very powerful as a voice processor. Like, it has a massive catalog of voice effects. And because of that, I was able to sample awesome reverbs. Digitakt has great reverb, but I was able to sample an awesome reverb from this vocal effects unit, guitar/vocal effects unit, into the Digitakt, and then just use those cool voice sounds as my notes for this track. And I think you can tell that it's a voice. It does the thing. The thing as in grabs your attention because it's a human voice. Totally sick. I love it. I love the Digitakt II. I love the Octatrack. I love the Mate. And we are coming up we're at the 2-hour mark. This is usually where I cut it off. I think we did a great job today. We really got some practice in on the Digitakt II. We saw some workflow. We talked about workflow. We dealt with a troll really well. We dealt with them quite well. I do want to point out that I do have a Deluge now. Not that it matters that I have a Deluge, but I was an original Deluge person. In fact, the very first YouTube videos I ever made on this channel were modular and Deluge. I really love the Deluge, and the community firmware is off the chain. And listen to this. This is the Deluge. Now they have automation on it. I was able to automate this filter opening up. Oh my god, this is like this long automation. Here it comes. So, oh yeah. That didn't do nothing. I feel like the Deluge is the device for singer-songwriters. Like a guitar player who's just like, I need something to go to play music with me, and it just does everything you need it to do. It's got all the song stuff you could ever want. It has built-in polyphonic synthesizers, polyphonic samplers, multi-samples, really easy to understand grid view, the whole shebang. If you're a guitar player, grab one of these and just play your guitar and sing with the Deluge. That's perfectly paired for singer-songwriters, and that's what drew me to it at first, and that's what's drawing me to it again. That's why I invested in the Headrush unit for the vocals and guitar, because I really just want, that's what I've always done. That's what I was good at before I got into electronic music. I'm like, I'm always playing catch up. If I had been working on electronic music since the beginning of my music making, which is like my teenage years, 13, 14 years old, I'd probably be this stellar electronic music producer, as opposed to, somebody I'm always learning about electronic music. I haven't even decided which direction to go with my electronic music. I just really love the systems of it, and I love the gear. I love the buttons and the knobs and the sounds that you can make and the hands-on feeling of a hardware electronic music. But I'm less infatuated with making it on my computer, and I'm more infatuated with recording my guitar and my vocals into my computer, because it's just logging in the WAV files, basically, saving them and building a track around that. That's just more natural for me. But I appreciate everybody hanging out. There are some shows coming up. I don't have the poster for the local Modbang show, but I do have Blake, who booted the troll, made a wonderful poster for Modbang Portland. Check it out. DAWLESS playing the next Modbang show in Portland. That's this month. I'm sorry. This is the November poster. Why do we not have the October poster? That's what we need. Well, anyway, in November, check this out. I don't have the poster for the local show or for the Portland show that's coming up soon, but we'll have those posters up later, and you can check it out and hopefully get yourself over to a Modbang show. Live hardware, electronic music exclusively. Really good time. If you enjoy what I do here on this channel, I want to point out, I do private lessons. I teach, and that's kind of my main gig. That's what I do most of the days. If you're interested in learning how to do any of this stuff, you want to know how to build an effects template. Yesterday, me and another person worked on building a DJ template where literally DJ tracks, and you can grab a loop out of a track at any point. We got it perfected. It was awesome. And I'll teach you how to do that. If you want to DJ with your Octatrack, I can show you how to do that. You want to learn how to use the Digitakt II, make music like we did today, I can show you how to do that. M8 Tracker, make tracks, I can show you how to do that. So if you're interested in doing private lessons, it looks just like this. Check it out, EZBOT.live, or there's a tier on my Patreon that has a monthly lesson and also has a weekly meetup that we do. We do like sound check, it's called, and we check each other's sounds, where we perform in front of each other and give each other friendly critique, and also just have a group that we meet up. So some really cool stuff on the Patreon if you're interested, including the Hyper Effects template, which you heard all through this live stream. Still in beta. It's been in beta for a month. It might be in beta for another week or so, because I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. But if you're interested in picking that up, that's available on the Patreon at the low price of $4 to join. My name's Matthew, aka EZBOT. I will see you all for another live stream either this Friday, but surely next Tuesday. Peace. Have a good one, everybody.
Thank